What's good, people? Jimmy Bones here. Just wanted to discuss the, situation with Mafia 3 not having any review copies. Positives and, negatives of this situation. Game comes up tomorrow, midnight. People that, possibly pre-ordered it. Hopefully it turns out well. Seeing that it has no review copies going out and just no reviews in general is an automatic red flag because that can't be anything good necessarily. For example, GTA 5 had those review copies at least, 6-7 days out before the game came out. It was 10 out of 10s across the board because Rockstar were super confident in their game. Rockstar is, the biggest juggernaut in gaming. So those review copies and reviews came out a week ahead of time, 10 out of 10s across the board. And, everyone saw those reviews. They got, they were getting millions of views across the board for those reviews going out in general, which raised more awareness for the game. People fell behind the game more because, okay, it's getting 10 out of 10s across the board. Rockstar releases reviews a whole week ahead of time, which builds more hype for the game, which is only a good sign because Rockstar was super confident and, they knew their game was at that level. But even with that, though, they didn't release the GTA Online patch until October 2nd, whole 2 weeks after the single player, which is kind of what 2K is doing with Mafia 3. They're releasing the game, on a Friday, but reviews don't come out until that Friday, until that day. GTA 5, they released a single player out. I think it was September. I forget. It was 2 weeks ahead of October 2nd. They released the single player GTA 5. Even the reviews a whole ahead of schedule, a whole week before the game came out. Then the game came out, and the game was spectacular. And they knew if they released GTA Online at the same time of, GTA 5 single player, if they released the whole game entirely, it would not have gotten 10 out of 10s because the online was broken day one. The online was broken pretty much for a week after the game released. Couldn't log on. You created a character, but then you would just stay up in the air forever. It was crashing on consoles. It was just terrible. GTA Online was a mess from the gate, at least for the first week. It took a few months for more content and heists. We didn't have a lot of heists from day one, so we didn't have a lot of content for GTA 5, which is terrible. But Rockstar played it smart. They separated GTA 5 and GTA Online within 2 weeks. I think I was finished GTA 5 by the time GTA Online came out. So I was pretty much done with it. And then as soon as Online came out, it put a sour taste in my mouth. This is terrible. And it was boring anyway because there wasn't a lot of content. So yeah, Rockstar definitely played it smart by releasing GTA 5 ahead of Online and then reviews even ahead of GTA 5's release. Same with CD Projekt Red and The Witcher 3. They released those review copies, a week ahead of time, 10 out of 10s, 9.5 out of 10s across the board, game of the generation, accolades and whatnot. And even Naughty Dog I think they released, they lifted the embargo for Uncharted 4 ahead of time. They had to, because that game went across the board 9 and 10s, Uncharted 4. And I definitely know they released the embargo for The Last of Us back on PS3 about a week ahead of time because they were super confident that game would be stellar and just get 10 out of 10s and build more hype for that game. So it's an automatic, red flag for even I think it's not even day one reviews for Mafia 3, which is crazy. It might just be at release that you can release game reviews. But even when it comes to Gears of War, they released the embargo today. Gears is getting, I saw a couple 7s. I'm seeing a lot of 8 and 9s. I haven't seen a 10 yet for Gears, which is understandable. I haven't, checked out in-depth reviews, scrolled and read through them all to see, what aspect of the game is weaker, the single player or the multiplayer. But, they released that embargo just a day ahead of time, which is, usually what happens. For the most part, reviews come out the same day as the game. But even with, Digital Foundry, I know certain games they'll release benchmarks ahead of the game's schedule or, on that same day. And those system requirements for Mafia 3 seem pretty high. You need a 1070, if I'm not mistaken. I believe they were pretty high. But definitely, I think the biggest worry is that we can't see, system performance on PC until after it's released. So we gotta wait for Digital Foundry. Probably we'll get those Saturday, early Saturday, late Saturday, or early Sunday. I'm not worried so much about the game. I've already, discussed my opinion on those. I'm not super hyped for Mafia 3, but I definitely think it'll be a good game nonetheless. October's stacked. The rest of the year is stacked. And I just started, I just beat The Witcher 3 for the second time. I just started, Hearts of Stones, and I'll get into Blood and Wine and whatnot. So I'm good for games. Forza just released. We got Gears, Call of Duty, COD 4 remaster. I'm looking forward to. Battlefield 1 comes out. I think it's in 2 weeks. So we got games at least until the end of November, but I'm still waiting on. I'm gonna wait for those benchmarks for Mafia 3. Hopefully it doesn't let me down. Just the game in general. Hopefully it doesn't